So, couple questions before we get into the Ritz and the Boondock stuff. So like, do you remember your first show and like, what was that like? Were you embarrassed or?
Oh, my first show. My first show was actually was at the Temple Club. I don't know if a lot of people remember that, but the Temple Club in Lansing. It was my first show. I painted my face. I used like the face paint from like the party store, from the little like,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. I don't know if I can say the name of it, like from the party store basically. And that face paint is not professional face paint like I use nowadays. That stuff will, like, if you sweat too much, it just will come straight
You're
off of your
sweating
face. It'll
paint.
melt. Yeah, you'll look like a clay face. It'll melt. It'll
Yeah.
melt straight off your face. So I'm like, okay, I gotta stay cool. And then, like what I do a lot of times, I'll change the color of my hair. I'll like spray my hair blue or green and stuff. But I didn't learn until down the road, if I spray my hair white first, because I have black hair. If I spray my hair white, then I can change it to any color I want. So I tried to spray it blue and green, but my hair was black, so it wouldn't go blue or green. Just like the tips a little bit was like blue and green, but it wasn't like the full on, crazy green fro or crazy blue and green fro. I had a Kill Switch Engage shirt on. I had my camos on, which I wear pretty much camo pants at almost every event, because for one, what I'm saying, we're out here at war out here, what I'm saying, we're going to battle when we grab the mic, we're riding for our crew, our army. And for two, that's the same type of pants I'd wear at work, the same, not the same pants literally, but the same type of pants, cargo pants and army fatigues. So I'm like, this is my work and this is my group. I try to make things mean something. When you put a value and meaning to stuff, it always just holds more to you. So I put all that stuff together, and I went and did a show with me, my brother, my cousin, my brother Sweets, my cousin Smoke, and we were performing with a group called Hard Knocks and Delta Faded, and we went out there, and there was, I don't know, maybe like roughly maybe 100 people at the show, or maybe 100 or less. And for Temple Club, like Temple Club's huge. Like, that's not a whole lot of people, but I was kind of happy it wasn't, because I was like, okay, came on, did my thing. We all did our thing. We took some pictures. I actually seen somebody I knew at the show, and actually one of my friends from work came out to the show. So like, it was a really cool experience, and it's kind of like one of those things, like, if you're somebody that's good in basketball and you go out and you're playing basketball and, you start making some shots your first time playing, or you're doing real good, you're like, man, this might be something I'm, be interested in.
Yeah.
And that's how it went. And, and from there, we went from there and we ended up doing shows in Traverse City. And like I said, opened up for the Yin Yang Twins, and, which was like a milestone in my career, early off in the career, to do something like that. And I still wasn't even wearing professional face paint at that point. I was still learning, learning the ropes, and it was just real cool experience. I wasn't really nervous or nothing like that. I was just like, I'm gonna just grab this mic and rap, because when it comes to music and like performing for people, I love it. I love it. I get a rush out of it. And if nobody knows how it feels to perform and also have people like what you do, it's one of the best feelings. Like, it's one of the best feelings in the world, to have somebody be like, and they don't gotta say it. When they clap for you, when they yell out for you, when they come and shake your hand, you did a good job. When kids come and buy your CDs, and then their parents come and buy the CDs, and their friend who they showed the CD to come and buy a CD, you did a good job. When you rap for maybe 10 people, but those 10 people are your 10 new fans, you did a good job. And I don't mind performing. I don't mind performing out in public or anything like that. I mean, I just get in the let's do it mode, and I just go ahead and do it. And I know, like I said, security blankets, like my brother, he had his sunglasses on. That was his security blanket. Like, hey, nobody can see me. I got my shades on. I have my face paint on. Hey, nobody can see me. I got my face paint on. And we just rocked it out. And I'm really happy with it. I still got pictures of it. I still got pictures in the studio of my first show, just to reflect on all that. But yeah, overall, it was a good time. And that was many, many shows ago.
That's crazy, to kind of see, hear from your end how you, came up and learned the ropes. But before we get into one more thing before we get into, actually no, let's get into the Boondox show. So, do you have a relationship with Boondox and Aquila? Was that how like you hooked it up?
Actually, the show, the way it was hooked up, I've been talking to John for a while, saying, hey man, we should do a show together. We should go in all together and do a show. Because John, he's been doing some big things around here in Lansing, and I was at the point, like I said, where there were, I felt like I was doing a lot of stuff on my own. So I started reaching out to more people who were doing events and doing stuff, saying, hey, let me just show you the type of value I can bring to your event. Let me show you the type of music and type of worker I can be. So I reached out to him, and I said, he had a lot of acts coming through, and I said, okay, when we find one that we can both agree on, we'll do the show. And he said, what about Boondox? And I said, all right, let's go with it. He said he wanted to do Boondox, and I said, you know what? Let's do it at the Loft. Boondox will love it, and it will be a good show. It's a good place. And like, that's probably one of my top favorite places to perform is at the Loft. So I'm like, yeah, I'd love to have Boondox come out there. And so he helped set it up. I helped set up the venue, and it's just a partnership, and that's good to know when you have partnerships with people, because you're all team players, you're all role players. I might not be the best ticket seller, but this other guy on the team is going to sell tickets. I'm going to try to sell as many tickets as I can. Hey, guess what, guys? I got a chance for us to do a radio show. Guess what? Hey, I just helped out the team. Hey, high five. Yeah, I'm that enthusiastic guy who goes with it. And as far as Boondox goes, I've seen him at the gathering of the Juggalos. He puts on a really great show. So I had no problem with having him come out and being on that show. I'm actually proud to be able to say that I'm getting a chance to open up for Boondox and to put on a big show here in Lansing, in my hometown, and have that happen. So as far as me and Boondox relationship, we have no relationship. I mean, who knows? We might have one after the show. That's just my positive attitude. Hopefully, like, hey, I like your music, and we can go from there. John more or less had the connection, and I had the connection with kind of the doing different tasks and getting stuff around for the show. So I just played my role, just like anybody else should do. If you're part of a team, just play your role and get the best out of it and do what you can do for the team. If the whole team wins, then you did good, and that's how I feel too. So I've been doing a lot of shows actually. So it was like, I was like, yeah, I rarely turn down shows. Honestly, I rarely turn down shows. It would take a lot for me to turn down a show, but a lot of times people ask me to do shows, like, which is really kind of a pain because, I got to paint my face. That stuff takes like an hour to do. I got to paint my face. I got some other like rituals I do before I perform. And to go on, like, somebody's like, oh yeah, perform for 8 minutes. I'll be like, dude, it took me an hour to paint my face. You want me to perform for 8 minutes? But, I've even more or less, at the point I'm so humble. So I'm like, you know what, 8 minutes. All right. I'm going to be out there with my face painted the whole time. So, they'll know who I am. The more they see my face, no pun intended, the more they see my face, the more they'll know who I am. So, but it is a pain when you when you got smaller shows that people want you to do. I'm like, man, can I just not paint my face? And then I'm thinking about, like, nope, that's not the motto. That's not how we roll.
Well, yeah, that's awesome, dude. But before, we also have tickets for the Boondox show if you dial 517-884-8989. But before we let you go, do you mind giving us a few bars?
Yeah, I can give you some bars. I can do something for you, for sure, no problem.
Yeah, start whenever, man. Start whenever.
Okay. I'm gonna do something. I'm saying, this is a verse here, and I'm gonna try to. They said keep it PG.
Yeah, keep it a little PG.
Off top. This is normally not a clean verse. I'm cleaning it up for you guys. It's off a track off my original CD, M-Cellus, On the Grind, and this is my verse. See, we've been grinding so hard, my game is sharp as my 70, forever pulling your car, so I don't think that you're ready. Give me the beat and the check, and I'ma break it all down, just like the skills of sex. With a couple of pounds, I will keep putting it down. I will keep repping our town, the hardest people around. The rhymes is coming in out, so let my homeboys come. It's kick a stumble with juggalos, but you mad at the rest because the fastball getting though. It's nothing we kidding though. Push peyote till sweet and blow. Yeah, that's kind of up. M-Cellus will make it go. This is miracles coming from individuals. The illest, the beautiful, moving like as you moving slow. Nothing new to my bros. Royalty always shows loyalty is what we know. These truths is what I know in the city of the king. M-Cellus the land. Keep the body from Mars. It's about it one dancing. If you have a black hoodie, you ain't messing with me. What?
Thanks, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, I had to pause for a second though to be like, oh, yeah, clean.
No, that's all good. But yeah, we like to thank you for coming on. And once again, the show is this Tuesday at the Loft, and you'll see M-Cellus, and Jimmy Cankles, Bobby Knuckles, and those guys are going to perform with Aqualio, Buckshot, Boondox. So yeah, thanks a lot. And
thank you.
Yeah, we definitely hope to hear from you soon. And yeah, thanks a lot, man. And we hope to looking forward to working with you in the future. So thanks, man.
Yeah,
have a good night.
Brownies. That's how you find me.
Yep. All right. See you, man.
See ya. Peace.